I wrote a book called Mikey Learns About Business when I was 9, and it hit the bestsellers list in 2 days.
On Amazon?
Yes, on Amazon.
Unbelievable. Wow. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining Literacy Journeys with Linda. I have as my guest today a wonderful young man named Mikey Wren. He's only 13 years old, but his journey as a businessman started when he was 7 years old. And I'm going to let him tell us all about that. And he's also going to talk about the books that have made him the young person that he is. And so I'm really excited to talk with him. We're in the St. Louis area. So let me stop talking. I want you to hear from Mr. Mikey Wren. Mikey, tell everybody who you are and how you got started in business.
I would like to say thank you very much for this opportunity to be able to be on this interview with you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And also, I started my first business when I was 7 years old, which was a lemonade stand. I made $1,200 in 3 days just off of selling lemonade.
And What other business did you start?
I own a vending machine company called Munchies Vending that I started when I was 8.
Munchies. I like that.
Yes. And I started off with 2 vending machines. Now today I own 12.
Mikey, as you know, when you're starting something, when you have a dream like that, there are people who will tell you you're too young, you can't do it, give it up. What kept you going? Did you have any people who were saying, no, you couldn't do it? And if so, what kept you going?
So when I was at a couple of events, like a lot of people would say, nah, you didn't write this book, your parents did, because I was too young. And like their mindset, like don't change. Their mindset hasn't changed upon like, oh, kids can actually do this. So I wrote a book called Mikey Learns About Business when I was 9, and it hit the bestsellers list in 2 days.
What? On Amazon?
Yes, on Amazon.
Unbelievable. Wow. How did you overcome people telling you that it couldn't be done?
It was pretty easy because I got a lot of people that's super close to me that tells me that, oh, you can do it. We're counting on you. Like, it's not only about you. It's about your family. It's about your friends. It's about St. Louis. Like, if you see somebody positive coming from St. Louis, a lot of people going to be like, he's from St. Louis too. Let me try to do the same thing he doing. We got the same resources, so might as well try to do that.
Very good. So you had some very good supportive people around you.
Yes.
To help you write a book. And then you wrote another book.
So I wrote a book called Business of Wiz when I was 10.
All right. So what inspired you to write these books?
Well, in 3rd grade, I was actually struggling in reading and writing. And my 3rd grade teacher told me to start journaling. So what was inside of my journal quickly became a book. And just it all like went on from there. Hit the bestsellers list in 2 days, sold over 1,000 copies of my book within less than 6 months. I wrote another book that has sold over thousands of copies. So just knowing that, okay, I could do this. Okay. I don't got to listen to the people who say I'm not going to be able to do it.
Right. So books are important. You want to get these books into the hands of people to inspire people. Do you find that a lot of young people like to read? And if they don't, why not? What's the problem?
Well, a lot of people, they aren't good readers. So they will rather sit there and watch the movie because they're visual learners. That's pretty much me too. I'd rather use the audio book than use the read the book. So it's just a lot of people have different preferences and they learn differently as well.
So other than your books that you like to get into hands of people, are there some books that influenced you?
When I was around 8 or 9-ish, my favorite book used to be Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That kind of got me into reading, and that helped me just reading 30 minutes a day, reading 15 minutes a day. Just like that really helped me.
Do you have that habit now? Do you read every day?
I don't read as much as I used to, but okay, I honestly don't like reading. But I like listening to things to get my mind stimulated. So if someone has like a preview of the book that I'm interested in reading, I'll listen to the like audio of it and like, is this book as interesting as I thought it would be?
The audio preview or the video preview of the book.
One of my favorite books that I've read so far would probably have to be just Forged by Fire.
Forged by Fire?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'm not familiar with that book.
It was a good story, but it was a sad story, knowing that it was just true story.
Well, yeah, but you remember reading about that. See that, Mikey, how everybody has a story. Everyone has a story. Everyone's important. And we can learn from those stories. And that's why I wanted to talk to you, so people can learn from you, because you're a remarkable young man, starting a business at 7 years old, writing a book, being an author. What have been the benefits of pursuing your dream in your life? I mean, you're only 13 years old now. But what are some of the good things that have happened to you as a result?
Some of the good things were getting to meet new people, getting paid to speak, and getting paid to do interviews, getting paid to do speaking engagements. So I really enjoyed this business just because you can meet so many different people. It's a lot of things you can do outside of this business other than just writing a book, doing vending machines. It's like so much you can do.
I did see an interview with your mom, and I know she started
Young Biz Kids.
Yes. And she talked about how you've been able to do something one time, the importance of writing a book or starting a business one time, then you can still keep getting paid from that over and over. I know it's called residual income. You don't have to keep writing those 2 books. You've already written them, but they're out there in the universe, and you're going to keep getting paid for that. And so your books are still going to go, people are going to know about them from far and wide. And I believe you will be traveling all over. And so that's a great benefit. As you said, you've been able to meet a lot of people, and you've been able to share knowledge with those people about your experience. I know one of the things you do is talk to young people, right? People just like you who want to start businesses. What information do you share with them? What are the tips that you share with them?
Never give up. That's like a key thing. A lot of people, after the first 6 months and they're not seeing any growth, they give up. But how about you take a break and re-strategize and still don't give up?
Right. And another thing, I know you said like there's 3 things that you tell people. Little people can do
big things. Yes.
You said dream big. You tell people to dream big, and that the only thing that can stop you is you. I love that. Yes. Well, tell me more about your reading habits. You said sometimes you try to read 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day. Where are you getting the books?
I go to I have a lot of books. I have a lot of books on my bookshelf, but a lot of them are packed up. So I have sometimes just pull a book out of there, read it. I try not to read like the super long, like thick books that's like this big, just so I don't lose interest in the boring parts of the book. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do, though.
Do you belong to any book clubs?
Yes. One of the book clubs is Books and Bros.
Yeah.
With, one of my friends, Sydney. I really love his book club. Those are where I get some of the books too. Since I've been there, that has really expanded my collection of books as well.
What do you like about being in that book club?
It's fun. Like, and seeing like other like kids that look just like me reading, and it's fun. And the book club is really fun.
Yes. I know that you have other interests besides reading, business. One of your other ambitions was to play basketball. I know you like sports. Are you still interested in that as well? I'm
not as interested in it. I would rather own the team than play for the team.
Mikey! You want to own the NBA team?
Yeah, I'd rather own it than play for it.
That's awesome. Wow.
They get paid, like, let's say one of them get paid $200 million. Well, who's paying him that $200 million? That must mean, oh, he got more money than that $200 million if he got that much money to pay out. So I'd rather own a team or own the NBA, maybe.
You know, I love how you think. That means you are thinking, you are a leader, and you're surrounding yourself with people who are putting these thoughts into your head, who are teaching you how to think like a businessman, like an owner. I call that like your mastermind group. Who does that consist of?
My parents. And that's my parents. It's my parents. And a couple of motivational speakers as well. They inspire me like that as well. So.
Like listening to motivational speakers?
Yes. Eric Thomas, I like listening to Inky Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I like listening to Ray Lewis a lot.
Ray Lewis, okay.
I like listening to mainly like basketball and football players. Like I like listening to sports just so when I'm working out I can get like my mind like
very good
and like don't quit mentality.
Yes, you need that mentality in this world because you're coming up against a lot of things, a lot of other forces that might try to defeat you.
And then at one point you're going to run into something that's a lot tougher than you. And you're not going to be able to get through it just because you're focused on yourself. You're going to need people that's inside of your circle.
Mikey, I'm wondering, what are the stories that people are going to be telling about Mikey Wren?
They're going to be saying that I knew him when he was younger. I've been there since he was younger.
What have they learned from you?
How not to give up. So I've been in business for over 5 years now. A lot of people are like just now starting to pick up on my vending business. A lot of people are just now booking me for like speaking engagements back to back to back. Now I'm really starting to get booked since quarantine. But before that, a lot of people didn't know who I was.
Right. So that's what I mean about like you've gone to these states now, but eventually you were going to go to all the states, go out to Los Angeles. You'll be going to New York. You'll be going overseas. Maybe you'll go to Nigeria. You know, you'll go to London. You're going to go all over because you've got a wonderful, positive message that's unique. It's kind of unique to see a young man, start a successful business like you have already. And I appreciate what you're doing. And I appreciate that you're interested in books and reading and that you encourage other young people to read. Is that something you do as well?
Yes.
Because, you know, leaders are readers.
Mm-hmm.
Leaders are readers. Do you feel like you're going to continue on this lifelong journey of reading, being a lifelong learner?
Yes. So every day you learn something new. That is like just basic life 101. Like you have to learn something new every single day.
And where does that learning come from for you?
Videos, motivation, just life in general. It comes from life in general.
I thank you for talking with me today. I think your influence, because of what you're doing, your influence is huge and it's growing. What kind of message do you have for especially young Black men just like yourself? What message do you have for them?
Don't stop. Like don't give up. Don't give up no matter what happens in life. Don't give up. Like if somebody knocks you down, get up and fight 10 times harder.
Mm-hmm. What about them, their schoolwork and their achievement and their literacy?
Try your hardest in school.
Try your hardest in school? Mm-hmm.
Like if your best is a C, then just you tried your best. If that's your best, if a C is your best, hey, you tried your best, and that's the best thing that you can ask for a student to try their best. So, because if they're not giving 100%, then you know it will show.
Yeah. Do you have any recommendations for books? Forged
by Fire was a good one. The Giver was a good one as well. The Diary of a Wimpy Kid series will be a good one as well.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, yeah. And of course, Mikey's books.
Yes.
Are very inspirational, yes. Well, thank you so much, Mikey, for joining me in this interview. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else that you want to say before we close? Anything else? About reading and writing and
don't stop. Don't stop. Like that's all I gotta say. Don't stop.
Very good. Very good. Well, thank you everyone for listening to Mikey Wren on Literacy Journeys with Linda. I appreciate you joining me today, Mikey. And I know that your influence, as I said, is going to be huge. It's growing. It's going to continue to grow. I congratulate you on your success on writing 2 books and starting 2 businesses. And he's not even 16 years old yet, people. He doesn't even have a driver's license. So thank you so much, Mikey Wren, for joining me today.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Bye.